Good afternoon. It is Friday, 5:30 in the p.m., and this is your host for the next 25 minutes of the Hotline 21 show. Nothing quite like it anywhere in America. You know, it's a little bit cold. It reminds me of this song, I Got Sunshine on a Cloudy Day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. Well, we haven't gotten to month yet, but we've got the month of January, and so we're all fine and good. And Happy New Year. Happy New Year. It's the beginning of a new year. The month is almost gone. I want to wish my sister, Ciola, a happy birthday. I want to wish everybody who had a birthday in the month of January a happy birthday. And tomorrow would have been my grandson's birthday. We're going to have a birthday party for him anyway, even though he is gone. We are going to have a birthday party for him. Invite some of his friends over and just let them have a little birthday party. It might be a little cold for ice cream, but nevertheless, there will probably be some ice cream. He liked ice cream, so maybe a little ice cream and cake might be pretty cool. So it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. Caller, are you there? I thought I had a caller right quick, but let me tell you, I want as many callers as we can get.
Oh,
Yes, go right ahead.
hi, Congressman Davis. How you doing?
I am doing good, very good.
What I wanted to do was leave my phone number and
All right,
to call it when the program is over. Um, I need some help, but I'm not asking for any money. Okay?
all right.
So do I need to leave my number with the lady that answered the phone?
Yeah, why don't you leave it with Crystal, and we'll call you back. You kind of sound like my sister. She had a little party at Christmas, and she said, I want everybody to bring a gift that has value, but no money. So that sounds good. Value. So yes, you can do that, and she will take your number. Well, while we're waiting for other callers, I'm going to go ahead and kind of get into my dialogue a little bit. I did get to the inauguration of the new president. I did not go to the inauguration ceremony. But I did go to the Illinois State Society's ball, which was held jointly with two or three other states, and we had a good time. Ein gutes time. Good time. We had a good time. I didn't eat very much. I had a bag of popcorn, and I think I may have had one beer, especially the Constellation brand. I had one of those. But there were a lot of people in Washington, D.C. over the last 10, 12 days. A lot of people. There were people who attended the inauguration, and that's good. It is our country, too. Even those who didn't help select the president. There were a lot of people who were in Washington and other places last Saturday, all over America, millions of people, especially women, who wanted to convey to Mr. Trump and others that they were not enamored with some of the things that he was doing and preparing to do. I think we do have a caller. Caller, are you there?
Yes, good evening, Danny. How are you?
I am doing good. And yourself?
Great to hear. Well, I was doing okay. I'm listening to you talk about eating cake and having a gay old time here, but taxpayers have been suffering for a very long time.
And they're going to
If you
suffer
look,
even more if this guy that we
well,
just got elected.
well, let's talk about that if I can for a few seconds here. Over the past 8 years, when we look at the policies that you have supported of Obama, what we're seeing here is economic depression. A lot of the policies are anti-business, and I think taxpayers got to the point where they said, Danny and the Democrats, you can't clean up your act, so we're going to do it for you.
All
And
right.
this is the frustration and the anger that people have been under for the last 8 years. And for you, it's been a tax bonanza, and you've been able to spend on all these
Let me
social
just tell you, if
programs
you're
that
going
have
to
been
talk
failing.
about me, I'm not going to deal with you. I'm not going to be insulted. I'm not going to be talked
I'm
down
sorry,
to.
sir. I'm
I'm
sorry,
just
sir.
cut him off. I'm not in the mood for that. We'll talk about something else. No, I mean, I generally have a lot of little patience, and I just kind of let people flow and grow. But I got a New Year's resolution. I'm not going to be insulted. I'm not going to be jay-jawked. If you want to talk to me, talk civilly. Talk the way that I talk to you. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. So I'm not just taking no stuff. I'm not, I ain't taking that. And, but if you want to call, you got a point of view, you got a question, you got an issue, you want to express something, please just go right ahead and do it, because I really don't have to talk to you, and I won't talk to you, and I won't listen to you. Caller, are you there?
How you doing, Connie Davis?
James, I am doing fine. How are you?
Okay. Like I said, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. And tell Krista I said hi to her. And Connie Davis, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut from now on. I ain't gonna say. I'm just gonna sit back and see what's gonna be happening all the time now.
Why are you going to do that?
Huh?
Why are you going to do that?
Because I don't know what to say about Trump no more, and I don't know what about to say about the people in Mexico, about the legal immigrants and the people and all that other stuff. I don't know what to say about it.
Let me suggest this to you.
Uh-huh.
People have always disagreed ever since there has been a world.
Mm-hmm.
And just because Trump elected,
Uh-huh.
that doesn't mean that Mr. Trump is going to be president forever. He was
Okay.
elected for a 4-year period.
Oh.
And people have already decided, lots of people have, that they're going to be spending the 4 years getting Mr. Trump out of office so that when his term of office is up, that he won't be elected again.
And I don't know what to say about these the people who are protesting, and I don't know what to say about the fight no more, Connie Davis. I'm gonna still talk. I'm gonna still call in, Connie Davis. I don't know what to say no more, Connie Davis, about the fighting and all these protests. Last Saturday, I mean.
Well, what they were doing, our Constitution gives people the right to peaceful assembly. And I think we're going to hear more about the Constitution and what it does and proclaims much more in the future than we've heard in the past. I have gotten more telephone calls all week from people telling me that they disagreed with Mr. Trump or they wanted me to vote against some of his items. They wanted me to be against his executive orders, although you don't vote against them or for them, but you can still express your opinion. So we need your voice and keep it going.
Okay, and then I said, you and Christine doing a good job, Connie Davis. I'm gonna still call in, and I'm gonna still talk to y'all. Connie Davis.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, we've got another caller. We'll go right to the phone. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am. It's interesting you bring up the Constitution. You took an oath to uphold it, but you have decimated the Second Amendment.
Which one is that? Yes, which one is that? Okay, I guess he just had something to say, but, if the Second Amendment, when you take the oath of office, for almost any office in the country, the language that is used is language that is acceptable and language that a whole bunch of people have agreed is language of the Constitution of the United States. And if it wasn't, I think by now somebody would have come up with a way not to use it. But we'll go to our next caller. Caller, are you there?
Yes, and good evening to you, Dr. Congressman. Listen, Mr. Davis, let me tell you something. It's a great day to be on God's green earth, and I heard some things that you also said that should reflect to the caller that kind of disrespect you. We are living in the great America, United States of America. There's no other country greater than ours. If he go back to where he think he would like to go to, he could not call on the TV and say those kind of things to you. It's a way to say things. I mean, you could be very respectful and still say things. But automatically, he always calls and he comes out like this to you, Danny. Is he looking for a song or something? Do he know you? I mean, everyone who look at this show know something about to come up. So, again, you know what? Just tell him have a good day, and hope he just listen, and one day maybe he could call and be respectful to you. And James, listen, man, I've been listening to you a long time. This is Steve, James. You just keep on calling. You make a very good points on your shows. I mean, automatically when I hear your voice, a smile comes to my face. So you keep on calling, man. You are very important to this man. So just keep on calling. Another thing, Mr. Davis, today is my birthday. My best friend's birthday was yesterday. We have a lot of things in common. Let me tell you, we just here for a little while. But what you leave behind is the most important thing. So he must have been a good guy. If he was a bad person, you don't even think.
Yeah.
That's another call on my line. Forget that. But he means something to you, to your heart. Those are the things we take with us. I mean, we're here just for a short time. So let me tell you, keep on thinking about him. Say happy birthday to him. And matter of fact, I'm going to say happy birthday also to him. But anyway, let me get off your air.
All right. Thank you so much. Those are such profound points. I believe that life can be so enjoyable, and that life can be whatever it is that you make it. If you make it one set of things, it's that. If you make it something else, then it's that. I think of something that I often like to say that says, I bargained with life for a penny, and life would pay no more. However, I begged at evening time when I counted my scanty store. But I find that life is a just employer. He gives you what you ask. But once you have set the wages, then you must bear the task. I worked for a menial's hire, only to learn dismayed. Whatever price I had asked of life, life would have willingly paid. Whatever you put into this thing called life, that's what you get back out of it. If you want to be grumpy and antagonistic and you want to generate fights all the time, that can be life. If you want life to be pleasant, you can often disagree without being disagreeable. And I like that idea of disagreeing without being disagreeable. I don't know anybody that I agree with all the time. So give us a call. We are always eager to have your call. Caller, go right ahead.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hi, good evening, Congressman. I just wanted to make a comment. I kind of look at this new administration as being for the rebuilding, like the Bulls did. We got the Prime Minister coming from Britain, and they're going to bring that metric system and their whole way of doing things along into the United States, just like they're trying to oust Mexico. Mexico came in and brought Spanish. Like you said, it will flow and grow. And we're just doing the same thing. We're flowing and growing. We all going to need to learn some metric, just like we probably all need to learn some Spanish and some other languages. And like you said, this president won't be here forever, and we'll be another one, and then we'll need to learn some other new things. So it's never too old to learn, right?
You're so right. I heard Cliff Kelly, as a matter of, no, it wasn't Cliff Kelly. It was Al Sharpton a little bit this afternoon. And he was talking about Winston Churchill, the fact that the Prime Minister of England and the President of the United States were going to be meeting. And he was talking about how people revered Churchill, but in many instances didn't know exactly what Churchill stood for. And that sometimes if we just take a little bit of time and know what people stand for, then we may evaluate them in a different way. Yeah, we got a different president, new president. I'm prepared to hear him out. There were times when I did not agree with President Barack Obama. And I am certain that there are going to be times when I will not agree with President Donald Trump. So thank you so much for your call, and we'll keep moving. If we got another call on the air, caller, you can go right ahead.
Hello, Congressman Davis.
Yes, how are you?
This is Ruth. People that feel the need to do drugs, street drugs and prescription drugs will not send you on the road to recovery. Fasting and praying will.
All right.
I like for you to speak on that because this is what has helped me through the years and sustained me. And I just like to see you pass it on.
Well, I tell you, if you were helped using the system and the processes that you used, I believe that those systems will help someone else. I really feel a great deal of affinity for people who have gotten hung up into depending upon drugs. One of the reasons I've always stayed away from drugs is I like to think that I'm making my own decisions based on my own thoughts and ideas and principles. And I believe if something else is driving the decisions, then that might not be you. And I think that may be one of the things that has helped me personally not to have used drugs that alter your thinking. I hate the fact sometimes that I use caffeine. Sometimes I'll go on a strike against coffee and just won't drink coffee for a long time. But then I'll come back and drink coffee. Caller, are you there?
Yes. Good evening, Congressman Davis. How are you today?
I am doing fine.
That's great. That's great. What I want to do, I want to salute you and I want to honor you. And God is good that you're still here. I'm 73 years old, and I feel good. I am still here.
But the only thing that I want to discuss with you is that I know it's no use in quite a few people. When they had a presidential election, quite a few of us did not even go out and vote. We stayed home. Not everybody's in a big uproar about, the new president. And, if you don't go out and vote, then what do you expect? They give your vote if you're a Democrat, they give it to the Republicans. And so that's natural right there. I mean, you got to go out and vote, but not everybody's in a big uproar. And Mr. Davis, you are doing a great job. I know you have gone through a lot in your lifetime. God is good that you're still here. You're still here, and you have to listen to a lot of low keys and a lot of high keys. And I know that's very stressful right there. A lot of people don't realize that. But, they shouldn't. And how the drugs get into America? We the black men don't have the planes just to fly them in. We don't have that type of money or whatever private jets to fly them in. That's how they're getting in here. But we can also stop it also if we can get up as young women and young men and teach our children a better way of life. Because I came up in the South and I came out of what you call a village. A lot of these young kids don't know what a village is.
Where did you live?
Congressman Davis, I was born and raised in Clarksdale, Mississippi.
Let me tell you, that's a famous town.
Yes, it is.
It really is. As a matter of fact, my good friend Mr. Robinson with Robinson Ribs, that's where he came from.
Yes.
And he's got a wonderful establishment. I was in there the other week. And he was a star basketball player when he graduated from high school. Another thing about Clarksdale, Mississippi, they claim that that's where they perfected the cotton picker. And then there was a well-known black elected official there, a fellow named Aaron Henry, for many, many years.
Yes.
Before most places got a black person elected.
That's right.
So I know a little bit about your famous town.
Yes. And I love it. And I'm glad that I was born in the South. I'm glad I came out of a village, But people should, don't look at our officials, our black officials, and point the finger at them, because they are not the reason why this guy was elected for president. Because we had a very low turnout in the black districts when they had this presidential election. So if we get mad with ourselves because we stayed at home, watched TV, or blah, 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 blah. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I know we got another caller on. Caller, go right ahead.
Yes, I think jobs were of a big concern the last few years, and that got Trump some of those votes with all the companies leaving this country. But when we ask the businesses why they left, what they tell us is high taxation, the heavy hand of government and regulation across the board. It makes it very difficult for them to do business. Now, considering you have voted with Obama 150% of the way, anytime you wanted a tax increase or anytime you wanted to tell a business how to run, that was a point against these businesses. So what were you thinking to drive business out of our country?
We have another president now who says that he is against the TPP and he is against free trade. Let's see what happens with him. If he can get some jobs, let me tell you, if he can get some jobs back in the United States of America and get the employment numbers up and the economy rolling, I'll vote for him the next time.
Right, but you need to take responsibility for the laws that we have in place because you helped craft these laws. And
so did George Washington, so did Abraham Lincoln, so did Ted Kennedy, so did Eisenhower, so did Nixon. So there are a lot of people who can take responsibility for the laws that we made.
Okay, I don't think any of Washington or Lincoln's or any of those laws are still in the books. But if you want to skirt the issue, sir, and not take responsibility for the laws you put...
I take responsibility for every vote I've ever taken, every law I've helped make. most of the laws that have been made in the last round, we were not in, that is, Democrats were not in the majority. Therefore, Democrats, even though Obama was president, the president was not making the laws. My time is up, but I'm always ready to debate any position that I've taken. I thank all of our callers, and hey, we'll be back next week, ready to listen and ready to learn. Everybody have a good week, and we'll see you next Friday.